Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's edition of FinTech News, April 7th, 2020. My name is Nicholas Bellevaux. I'm joined with Pascal.
Hello.
And today we'll be covering the news happening in FinTech. We're going to kick it off by speaking about SoFi's acquisition of Galileo. We'll then be speaking about Yapily, Recko out of India, which raises 6 million, and ended off with Holt's accelerator out here in Montreal, who's recruiting fintechs for their next cohort of their program. So we'll kick it off today with SoFi. Pascal was saying maybe it's SoFi, I'm not sure, but S-O-F-I, I'm guessing SoFi.
I think it's SoFi.
So they are two companies based out of the US. SoFi started off in the personal loan space and now are in borrowing, investment, spending. So they just released a cash app as well as the protecting, so insurance. So mostly B2C, really a consumer focus to help with different areas of consumers' financial life. And now they want to move into the B2B space, which justifies their acquisition of Galileo. So Galileo has been around for about 20 years. They got acquired for 1.2 billion. It's an API that allows other fintechs to be able to launch digital bank account or issue virtual or physical credit cards. So one of their clients, for example, is our friends over at Coho, and it enables these fintechs to bypass the regulatory framework that they would normally need to go through to be able, the complicated regulatory framework, to be able to launch the products they could do much more quickly with Galileo, because they do all the heavy lifting. They have that API there that already has passed the regulatory framework, such that you could just go through them to be able to enter a few lines of codes and get your product off the ground. So yeah, SoFi is now valued at $4.3 billion. It's a company I didn't even know about, but Galileo is a B2B player that backs 5 of the biggest UK fintech startups in that space. So it's a pretty big fintech, and it's kind of stimulating what people are calling the 2020 fintech war with other acquisitions like Plaid from Visa, for example. But even despite everything that's going on, it's a big move by SoFi, and now moving into the B2B space.
It's very interesting because SoFi was created out of a dorm university like Facebook.
Yeah.
And now it's one of the biggest fintech in US. They have huge traction and it's incredible.
Yeah, and SoFi was only founded about 10 years ago, whereas Galileo was founded 20 years ago. So it's the younger, more recent player who grew quicker and now acquired Galileo. I found that was an interesting fun fact. You want to continue it off, Pascal, with telling us a bit about Yapily? I believe they just raised 13 million, correct?
Yes, Yapily, it's a fintech startup based in Europe. And what they're offering, in fact, they're offering open API to let enterprise, especially financial institution, merchant, to connect to bank. Because as you are aware, open banking is going all over the world, and some institution and some country are using open banking, like in Asia. And this year, in European Union, there is a PSD2 regulation where you will have 6,000 banks across European Union that will need to have a way to offer open banking API, and they need to be ready by the end of this year. And it's very interesting that this Yapily raises this amount of money because it allows them to and try to do some give more information about what is open banking, or they can support their client, and or they can develop their business. And I think investors believe that they have a huge traction. And whatever, we have COVID-19, we have a natural crisis, we may have a financial crisis, and we have a financial crisis right now, but it won't change the regulation. And open banking, it's something that it's happening now, whatever the market is.
100%. In any case, open banking should move forward. It justifies its relevance even more in this economic context to be able to make processes even more efficient and online. So yeah, I approve that message.
Yeah, good that you approve this message. And we talk about it.
Pascal,
We
you've
discuss
been
about
cutting
it 2 weeks
in and
ago.
out.
Sorry?
The connection was cutting. I don't know if it's me or if it was you. It's just I missed a bit about what you're saying. I hope for the people watching, the connection is not too bad, but just keep that in mind. We're trying to fix the connectivity issues that are caused while doing a Zoom Facebook Live. But sorry, Pascal, I'll let you go ahead and then jump in with telling us a bit about Recko.
Yes, before moving to Recko, as I said, yes, we talk about open banking and all fintech and fintech enthusiasts were using open banking 2 weeks ago in UK to help all these freelancers to give to the government a decision about what lack of money they will need, the lack of money they will have, the chance they will have in the next few months, and also open banking help to give this overview for this freelancer. And I think open banking is market design and is especially relevant, as you said, when we have a tough time.
100%.
Talking about business and payment, I want to talk today about Recko. Recko is a company based in India, in the city of Bangalore. And what they're doing, they're offering a SaaS solution where they have reconciliation code the beginning that they keep track of the complete transaction for e-commerce, merchant, or any company, and there's organization to reconcile all these data, billing, etc. And up to now, they managed to recognize more than 5 billion, and that's going to probably by the end of 2020, meaning that by the end of 2020, they want to have 10 billion of payment reconciled. It's very interesting, this company, because this company is based in India, but their investors, they raised 6 million, who will help them to develop and to improve their product. And that from all over the world, and in their board of advisors, a couple of people who had a lot of success, like one of the first developers of Facebook, also the CEO and co-founder of TransferWise, meaning that they have a huge network and they are well connected. And India is a very interesting market. And they are not out of India, they are in Southeast Asia, but also in Middle East.
Okay.
It's something that it will be interesting to look at it in the next few months and to see how these companies are growing.
There's a startup out here in Montreal that does something similar called Lexo. Have you heard of them?
By name, yes, it's very interesting.
Yeah, before this happened, we were going to have Amir, the founder of Lexo, on the podcast. But it's a space I didn't know, but reconciliation. So for large, here they work with enterprises that their clients have defaulted or have not paid the last bill, and they just it's essentially offering different payment methods for the clients to make it easier to pay their bills. It's not because they don't have the money or they don't want to pay. It's just sometimes inconvenient to do so, and you forget about it. You put it on back burner. It's not always easy to, not the most seamless way to pay it, and they make that possible for companies. So it's yeah, a very neat business model. It's crazy to see the volume of transactions. They're saying 10 billion by the end of the year. Quite significant.
Yes, and it's 10 billion of US dollar. I mean, a lot.
Especially in India.
Yes.
Lastly, what we want to talk about today is the Holt Accelerator, which is currently recruiting startups for its next program. So Holt is a great partner of ours in the fintech ecosystem here in Montreal, but they accept fintechs from all around the world for their acceleration program. It's really one of the best if you're a fintech startup in the growth phase or scale phase. So we'd invite you to check it out. There's a month left to apply. They already have hundreds of applications, but for anybody who wants a chance to be part of their amazing program, we'll put the link so you guys could check it out and yeah, try to have a shot at being part of the Holt Accelerator. If not, on our end, we have the third university series this week on Thursday. By the way, Jan from the Holt Accelerator will be there, as well as Eric Morin from Startup en Résidence. We'll be speaking about how fintech can help the economy in these trying times. So make sure you join our university series. It's a weekly event, Thursdays at 4 p.m. You could sign up to just one or the whole series. It's free, and you get to watch it from the comfort of your own home. And lastly, we have the demo day coming up, the Ascension Demo Day, where you'll be able to hear fintech startups pitch. That's coming up on April 28th. So make sure you put that in your calendar to be able to check some of the best and brightest early stage fintech startups from across Canada graduate from our program. Pascal, I think that wraps up everything we wanted to cover today.
Yes.
Awesome. Well, thanks for coming in. Thank you to everybody watching. And make sure you tune in next week, Tuesday at 3:30 p.m. for another episode. If not, now we move on to the French version. So we'll be back in just a moment. Have a great week, everyone.
Thank you very much. Have a good week.